just nothing but sycophancy. Pure sycophancy and bootlicking of the highest order. Jerry Rawlings, who was the founder of this party, never at any point was urged by anybody to go for any term. You have a bunch of sycophants who today think that all they need to do is to sing praises and hoping that some of those praises will get them some opportunities that they are looking for. You don't love our country. You don't love our party. If you do, you will know besides sycophants. It's important for us to appreciate that this party was grounded on the need to work for our people. We say cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. That simply means it is not about individuals. It's about us as a collective, ensuring that what is right must be done. So it's important for us to always place this party and this country always at the top. Jerry Rawlings came, serve us to the best of his ability. He's gone. Prof. Mills, best of his ability, he's gone. John Mahama is serving to the best of his ability. Bless him, he's doing wonderful. But even his time will come. Why? Because cadres will go, cadres will come, but the great NDC and the revolution has come to stay. And that must always be the number one. Always number one. Placing this party, placing this country always at the top. But some of us on our way, what we want to do is simply to be rolling on the floor and praising individuals, believing that somehow when we do that, we will be able to get what it is we want. When you do that thing, it shows clearly you don't love this country now. You don't.
Yeah, I wish you had a 30. Mammy and Bombardiana, Mamma will be a quaba, senior winning below. I'm saying, come away in a buy the main shedder and the home como Efa Ura Fiifi Kwetey, a year the General Secretary for the NDC. As someone can say, who says sycophant will be a preaching the third term for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. A BM NDC member being so a yinano, a bequakoti. But before then, Mamma was said, oh, shame, taking time of your busy schedule. Now, we share a year Dr. Ren, Papa Ghana, a year the solution show. I have already told you that this year's show, a year the solution show. Now, very soon, I'll start bringing on board our guest. Omoye Kukudam former bachelor Madune. A kwanya wa my Ghana and you to me at 2 years. Na yenina no being involved in building Ghana, no. We will build a Ghana that will be prosperous for every Ghanaian. Itimenya Kasano, Messer. You know what you have to do. Go and then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit on the notification button, and then let's take it from there. Build a mighty family, a year Papa Ghana family. Now, yanko nintie NDC ni obi nso asamoa we a year Fiifi Kwetey ano efasi ko
December. I feel say NDC day. NDC day. And I said President Rawlings Day. Until if he said or Mukohon, Vice President, any national chairman, a general secretary of the party. Until if he said walk on, the Rawlings a year from AFRC to PNDC to NDC. Now, youth of the party, no. Young men of the party, no. Now, Rawlings are say. Now, the Rawlings Ejumapa Rawlings say, no. Penny for any be one kasa same way. Your national secretary, Honorable Fiifi Kwetey. Your national secretary, Honorable Fiifi Kwetey. Kwa kandi ya Rawlings say ya uko kansa hunu in some 10 time bia ebe ma ye Ghana fo no ye party fo no ebe ha ye say sycophant bootlickers who did atem me catch the Fiifi Kwetey me gina we no me ya bootlickers me ya sycophant. Me a financier ma NDC. Ewa Ashanti region ho baby. So wanu na fi say wanu wa fi say sycophant. He is the most sycophant. Bootlickers. Wanu wa be the then regional chairman Oyina Jekum. I support him over 40 or over 20 feet of container of bicycle and motorbike. And you Fiifi Kwetey, you are sitting there and insult us. We are sycophant bootlickers. I will say it today, I will say it tomorrow. Fiifi Kwetey, you are sycophant. You are greedy. You, Fiifi Kwetey, insulting me, insulting the majority leader. Majority leader is a sycophant.
Ladies and gentlemen, so this is what went on. This is what happened. Fiifi Kwetey, na semo bekan say omo support his John Dramani Mahama say onko tetem no. Sankofo ni nyina no ye sycophants. Na ne chese the person wo che ne say womo ye nkofo bi a womo no womo ne nokre abo insa ho woti ase aha obeso wo kire in simple terms say obi a womo ebo modenia na eja womo ye very very omo activities ye very creepy. And then a Fiifi Kwetey actually was say a person who acts a year creepily towards someone important in order to gain a year advantage. Into the person who cheating in an say any Joma ama was so ya woman or position. A man for Ebomodiano bonus fans now moji jene swa na ebias uncle for no manya bibi. This is what a year Fiifi Kwetey was watching. Say a lot of people sycophants. John Mahama Abano sycophant. Utie a free Ashanti region NDC members be also NDC member no also free Ashanti region or also actually not. Now this is my take on this particular conversation. The NDC, the third term bid of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I have always said, and I keep saying, I have said, the constitution must be tested. The law is a man-made. Nipa and a yemra. Ne dumre binzwa, nipa nwa krono anso betimi siki for the interpretation of emrano. Because yababa be unu said there is a lacuna was our emranim. Etiana emini woka say the NDC ni binso the asamna court. Or they could do a Supreme Court. Na asɛm a wɔka ni nyinaa ne sɛ mɛbɔ ama watie na wahu asɛm a ɔno nso ɛde akɔda Supreme Court for ɔno nso sɛ ɛnɛ Supreme Court
there is being what just like that
interpretate the Article 66 ne magana fo nyinaa ne din ɛde Adam na Adam enso akɔ Supreme Court na asɛm a wɔkɔ Supreme Court a wɔhwehwɛ ne sɛ the third term bruhaha no Azubila Adam wako Supreme Court for interpretation of Article 66 of Ghana's Constitution. We may see interesting times ahead. Yinti onwa sama or the koi. Yinti no.
And that's the plaintiff. I'm the plaintiff plus one of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, 1992, and Rule 45 plus 1 and 2 of the Supreme Court between Azubila Emmanuel Salam, house number, I could actually mention all. And that's the plaintiff, I'm the plaintiff, and the defendant is the Attorney General. That's the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, and Attorney General, Law House, Accra. And I will just read portions of it. In the name of the Republic of Ghana, you are hereby commanded within 14 days after the service on you of the statement of plaintiff case, inclusive of the day of service, that you are to file a cause to be filed for you a statement of defendant's case in the action of the suit of Azubila Emmanuel Salam. The nature of the relief sought is as follows. A declaration that on a true and proper interpretation of Article 66 of the 1992 Constitution, of the Republic of Ghana, a term of office for a person elected as President of the Republic of Ghana is 4 years beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as President, subject to only the office becoming vacant under Article 66 Clause 3 of the Constitution. B. A declaration that on a true and proper interpretation of Article 66 Clause 2 of the 1992 Constitution, a person shall not be elected to hold office as President of the Republic of Ghana for more than 2 terms, irrespective of whether the said 2 terms, 4 years each, are consecutive or separated by interval or break in office. C. A declaration that on a true and proper interpretation of Article 66 of the 1992 Constitution, no person is eligible to be elected as President of the Republic of Ghana for a 3rd term under any circumstances. A declaration that upon a true and proper interpretation of Article 66 of the 1992 Constitution, Parliament is prohibited. Parliament is prohibited from enacting any law or instrument which seeks or purport to create, permit, recognize, legitimize a 3rd presidential term for any person who has already served 2 terms, 4 years in each term as President of the Republic of Ghana, irrespective of whether those 2 terms were consecutive or separated by an interval or a break in office. E. Any further or other orders as this honorable court may deem fit, just equitable and necessary to preserve and enforce the integrity of the Constitution and sanctified parameters within which a person can be president if ever elected. We now have the capacity in which the plaintiff bring this action. The plaintiff bring this action in his capacity as a citizen of the Republic of Ghana, who is interested in the protection, preservation, defense of Ghana's constitutional democracy and the constitutional fundamental human rights of all Ghanaians, and seeks the interpretation and enforcement of specific provisions of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, 1992, pursuant to Article 2 Clause 1 and 130 Clause 1 thereof. Introduction of the case. I will read it as this particular case is concerned, and it reads: read to invoke the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court leaders on check, so that we can be able to protect our democracy.
So this is what Azubila Adam at the Supreme Court also seeking the interpretation sa lacuna noa amount for CSA away a miracle near her say a dear na Supreme Court beka one beka President John Mahama odi 4 years ye to ne so aba mane kotena fie ye to abati an mane kotena fie for 8 years awasa aba bi mu no eno no e kire se wasebu ne eye 8 year term ni nyina ewia na ana se ekwan na ebeda mu ni ntino wasa aba bi mu no eye 4 years nko a this utimi di 4 years no sa to waso 4 years ne kabo ma ye 8 years ana it was the Supreme Court enyanch a friend is saying emfa interpretation wonfa enchirechirimu emfa mbrambe to Ghana fo anim ne yente ye ho ase na so chene bi no sa asem we kosi bi mu a na obi nteki advantage ene yenya president a Ghana fo dodo na susu se we papa oye nipa bi a ne hodwo oye nipa bi a wo bu oman no kwan paso no ene Supreme Court adaroma Azubila Adam at the assembly about Bedimo 14 days was fresh a year the Attorney General be year non 10 term per the Supreme Court a year a friend is saying some of the Supreme Court It is any kind interesting times ahead. Yebetwen what Supreme Court e de beba. Say John Mahama edi first term a what na efie for 8 years awasaba biem no. Owie ne saa eye term we a yebeka say ye second term ana yebeka say eye only a term. Edinti wo ho kwanya se obeta akobiem atoa so ana. Ye twen eye Supreme Court interpretation a wo de beba. Eno ene nsɛm a eye Yenua Fiifi Kwetey, the General Secretary of the NDC, say one more pre third term, no be sycophant. NDC phone bi nso said there be a Ghana for na ehunu John Mahama adwuma bo ne modene bo. Wo hwe obi ti say eye honorable A+, eye Gomua Central wo mo MP. Ono so kra say John Mahama ebo adwuma. To obo adwuma di e be say jamra no nipa na ehemra. Na nipa no so ehemra say emra no babuwa nipa na ase enyi obi na nipa kro nso da yenim na nipa no nso obuwa yen a den na kire se eyese chinchine atwan ye beka sesa nipa kro no a won ne ho se bio endodo no no wa hode na ne ho sisi ne so no betimi aboa me yakoye nim ade ye ma nipa ne nko nanim ebisi wo ye friend is in Russia owura Putin president a obedi wo mre bi ewie make sure say was sachira ne mam ma vice president was sachira ne mam ma Putin ene wotimi akotete ti dia na Ghana nso eye bibi different intino ene makase when laws are created the conscience of a man comes alive and it is human beings who create the law and we create the law for what for the people to govern the people to ensure say nipa no nso benya mfaso free mranim ti we a good news ebimu eka say a good news akọ Supreme Court ye betwen ni ahwe the interpretation of the Supreme Court. Tiabusia said sycophant for na ekan say nye sycophant for na ekan ye betwen Supreme Court na odi asem no ababa betudwa e de amai eti Fiifi Kwetey de no de beka ne say let the law be tested and let us wait for the outcome from the Supreme Court. Na yewia there will be one yes ya kan to us aminchia eye Emilia na minchia na Owens Godfrey Thompson and some more akwaba ebusia wunya subscribe to my YouTube channel now kindly do so and hit on the notification button. Let's grow together as one family. You know the name already, Papa Ghana. Now asembia ba betodwa na asem ne betodwa no I say amanfo bebre do ma no ato sa asem ni say asem ni nyina kwa akoye say ene Papa bi a ye friend Maduro was Venezuela for president. Na no na Donald Trump nso adwene ho ehunu se papa. Ni suni ne ban a waye e wo Venezuela ho no. Entwaye enti wakokere papa no. Ana amanfo ede o mano atum especially most world leaders ede o mano ato sa asem yi. Say ekwan Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, afa so a wakwa akwachi eye Maduro no, ene ne yere no, enya kwan paso. Na eno na eye Okudjeto ablakwa. Ono nso ede na no ato sa asem yi as Ghana's a friend is saying, Foreign Affairs Minister. Asabe no Okudjeto eka. Ghana condemns USA action in Venezuela, demands release of President Maduro. Na ene ne wife. Enenti oyisu eye presser ede beto abontene. Emunsam no de mamenkin kan bi na wonso tie. Oye omanba Ghana ni. Na ye nyina no yemfa nwenwene ho se yendi ye fi asem ana se the government of Ghana's position on the USA, a unilateral and unauthorized invasion of Venezuela, no, a asempama Ghana. Na Ghana cramp on United Nations Charter, no. Yen yankasa no. Edian ye kafa home. A sim pempi no assemble towa. Ye du fiasem. Ye yanko kebi. Yen swa ya yedin eti ye busa. Asesa na ana ensesa ye yenko kenkan asem a owura Okudjeto ablakwa Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister editudwa was a government of Ghana's position on the U.S. unilateral and unauthorized invasion of Venezuela. Was it Ghana alarmed and deplores a military invasion of Venezuela by the United States of America and its subsequent abduction of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Accra, 24 January 2026. And I read, the government of the Republic of Ghana is alarmed at the unilateral and unauthorized invasion of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela by the United States of America and the subsequent abduction of the President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, in the early hours of Saturday, 3rd January 2026. Ghana expresses strong reservation against the unilateral use of force and strongly deploys such act as violate the Charter of the United Nations and international law, as well as the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and political independence of the state. The Ghanaian government is keenly following the situation in Venezuela with great concerns and notes that such assaults on international law, attempt at the occupation of foreign territories, and present external controls of oil resources have extremely adverse implications on international stability and the global order. Now he goes on to say, Ghana also notes with deep concern statement by the U.S. President Donald Trump that the U.S. will run Venezuela until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition, and that U.S. large oil companies will be asked to go in. These declarations are reminiscent of the colonial and imperialist era. They set a dangerous precedent for the global order. Such colonial ambitions should have no place in the post-Second World War era. To allow this is to put the international community at great risk and undermine the sovereignty of every country. Ghana, therefore, reaffirms its commitment to the principle of self-determination and holds the firm view that only the Venezuelan people should freely determine their political and democratic future. Ghana calls for immediate de-escalation and the release of the President Maduro and his wife. And of course, we'll say the government of Ghana shall maintain and defend its long-held, principled position against invasion, occupation, colonialism, apartheid, disregard of sovereignty, and all forms of violations of international law to all media houses. This is what Okudjeto Ablakwa, Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Edibetuja. Ladies and gentlemen, Mamincha Eyef leader, Namimawo Akwaba. This is the position of the government of Ghana. What do you think? Do you think we should we should mind our own business? Do you think send osofu pon bi kan ewo Germany maybe a twemu? And I quote, or say first they came for the socialist, but I was quiet because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the communist, but I was quiet because I was not a communist. Then they came for the trade unionist, but I was quiet because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, But I was quiet because I was not a Jew. A Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one to speak for me. Do you think he said we should applaud this government? Say, Oma take a stand. Now, we do a man what to asem we mu. Eye ora Maduro a ya chenwa. And then me ka say, ye didn't call court. You didn't call court, no. Eye osi odo oye a nice man. No. Onye a friend is saying guilty of the charges ye de atoneso. Ebusia, one may ask, say charges bang ena ye de atoneso. One, the key charges include narco-terrorism conspiracy. 2, conspiracy to import cocaine into the US. 3, possession of machine guns and destructive weapons. 4, conspiracy involving illegal weapons. And we nyoma omode gina so a omode chi. Say we pa no omode gina so omode chi ne pa de na wo say we should embrace ourselves for a third European and American war. I've always told you, say, there has never been anything called First World War or Second World War. In fact, it was a tribal European war and America for joining. Africa, Africans are at each other always fighting. So, but you say, Somalians are fighting Egyptians or Egyptians are fighting Ghanaians. Yes, there are tribal wars here and there. There is political tensions and fights here and there. But it is hardly for you to hear or see an African country fighting another African country. Yeah. And most of the tribal wars, these Europeans and Americans, I have said, and I will say, it's an advice to the president and the minister, Okudjeto Ablakwa. You see, if we are saying, there was a time for everything. It is good for you to speak, but if your country comes under attack, do you have the accoutrement to face a country like United States of America? It's a question. It's security-wise not to comment. Yes. You want to comment, but anya di nyina na be commenting. You should know when to speak. Yes, you may be speaking the truth, but sometimes you should understand when to speak the truth. And I'll give you an example, Mr. Foreign Minister. Go and learn from a man called Deng Xiaoping, one of the most respected leaders ever to walk on this surface of the earth. You know why I respect the man? He's not a tall man like Donald Trump. In fact, Akufo-Addo is even taller than Deng Xiaoping. So to tell you, a short man. But he was a man full of wisdom and knowledge. There was years the United States of America called his country, China, as good-for-nothing people, non-entities. At the time, he would have come out to tell the USA people, to hell with you. No. But you see, you have to make your action always speak louder than your words. And what did Deng Xiaoping? What Deng Xiaoping did was to build China into a Deng, or close China, and make sure say they will concentrate on themselves and build their country. And true to his words and his actions, he was able to build China. When he became president, one of the things the people of China who said hospital now, you should not give birth to more than one child. Ask yourself, what if you go and then you give birth to twins or triplet? Busa say a dear na China for the year. Many of these twins, deeper oba old twinna, what the bakune kofi. Yes, The bakuna Canadian, the omdi ye any day. Minty but people speculate to say a buy no far warm or tea warm. Tie. Many woka say ye call USA walk around your helicopters. Apache helicopters. Ye sre. Many woka say Ghana kwa yeni international airline. Yeni bi. Edu besi abantini awudwa wanimu awo ka say release no. You don't have that capacity to support a year a friend is saying Maduro. So shut up. Shut up as a foreign minister. Shut up. Stop listening to Kwesi Pratt and Co. We are all Pan-Africanists. But it's not every time that we open our mouth and talk without having the strength to back your talk. To the bia munsia nyansa. To the bia munsia nyansa. And build. That is why I keep telling you people, build a nation. Build a country. Build a country where we will be defense strong. UK, almost no small, but when they speak, others are afraid. Do you know why? They don't just talk. They talk and they back it with the strength. They talk and they back it with action. You talk, you can't back it with action. A empty threat. When Donald Trump is sitting somewhere, do you know that even the reserve of the US Army? Huh? If United States and Ghana is to go to war today, even your own Ghanaian citizens who are American citizens will bomb their own brothers and sisters back home. I'm telling you. So please, for now, until we build a nation where we are strong and mighty, when we are strong in terms of air force, when we are strong in terms of military, when we are strong in terms of naval, friend is saying strength. Until then, we must shut up on certain things. That is why Kwame Nkrumah, Eka say do sa nema we so a ye beka no atum. Yenya yenka say ye ka ho, ye ka bi, yen so a ye be ye din because no nim de enti a wo kasa. Until you build your army to the extent to fight countries like America, you shut up. Man begina Pan-African fuenim embe ye tu no nem fan beji fans una hey I'm Pan-Africanist. Oh, I've said it. These are things that we must tread cautiously. Very, very cautious. You yourself made me video in 2025 and I told you, I send a message to you, Honorable Okudjeto Ablakwa, that be careful because you don't know what I know and what people almost satellite and also. So I tell you that you must tread cautiously. Be very, very cautious. You see, look, in this world, if we are here, don't ever think that the life is fair. Life will never be fair on this stage. So you prepare. That is how life teaches us as humans. Life is not fair. If you look at my skin, am I a fair person? No. I'm just jokingly saying that. But I'm trying to tell you, life will never be fair. The strong, it's only the strong that survive. Only the wise that will excel. And that is why I keep telling you ministers and MPs and politicians to wise up. Especially if you think you're a Pan-Africanist. And build the people. Many people can say there is a Ghanaian who was creating an invention. An inventor. What creative bibi etimidi pai kokomu. I spoke to the finance minister when Fiifi. Spoke to many ministers just to even support this young Ghanaian, the creativity in Pomomwa. And you are there going to challenge United States of America. You are just a joker, my friend. Better keep your mouth shut. You are not Pan-Africanist than people like us. Strong in Zima, who came from the family of Pan-Africanists. My grandfather, my father, my great-grandparents, go and check the record. Omunyina a Pan-Africanist who led the independence of the nation Ghana. Who insane will be. But you have to use wisdom. You have to use knowledge. Don't just talk. Train the people back home. Prepare the minds of our people. Tap into their talents, the creativity. How many Ghanaians even manufacture ballistic missile? How many? Where are your scientists? When there was coronavirus, we waited as a nation for a year. USA say obeba ye draw. And you are here, foreign affairs minister, you want to come and challenge a country like United States of America. I beg your pardon. When you speak, back it with action. Say aeroplanes and ready to fight USA. Can you? If China talks, some of us will know, say yes, they are serious. They mean what they are saying. Not a country like Ghana. Look at Volta region. People are even fighting to even get visa and leave the shores of Ghana and go to America. You are here coming to talk about America. Sometimes I wonder how you people think. You think that just talking is what the people needs. It's not just talk. We don't need those talk. God damn it. You think it's just talk? You think governance is just conversation? It's dignity. Giving your people dignity. In this world today, dignity is not just talk, it's action. That is dignity. If you don't know, your people are queuing at American embassies. Look at the queue. They stand, they go for Uber here as a foreign affairs minister. You are a Pan-Africanist, but have you been able to even challenge the American embassy that he refused to be visa? You have not even done such common thing. You are here coming to come and warn America to release Maduro. You're a joker. You're a joker. Babies with sharp teeth. Calm down. Calm down. And relax. If you want Ghana to talk and for the world to listen, it is President Mahama that should be talking. Not you. World leaders no mukasa. Please. Please. Some of you sometimes, I don't know, that position as a minister, no, sometimes muntimin control mu ego. You have to be wise. Consider what is before you when you are dining with a king. Because perhaps maybe the food in front of you, no. When you are was no. Maybe you're not a drobi shimwa, obedia, obenu. How many, these your security intels, your security intel, equipment to be no manufacture. Huh? I'm asking you. You don't even have an international airline. Huh? Do you know how many? This guy is a joker. Huh? What is wrong with these politicians? Masa, keep quiet. Sure. Guys are growing here. Some of these conversations don't come and make like, oh, let me say it for the social media boys to be happy. No. You should be smarter than the social media boys that will be happy. If we come critical today, America want to capture your president, they will capture your president. You think Maduro is a small boy? Do you know Maduro? You think he was just a small boy? He himself has been captured by the Americans. Oh, president, 30 seconds. Your president, John Mahama, is 30 seconds if America wants to take your president. Even it is your own people that will say, Mahama, koko. I'm telling you. You think it's a joke? Tread cautiously. Go and study Deng Xiaoping. What he did to become powerful. What he did for his people, the Chinese people. They were over 600 million when he became the president in 1978. Go and learn. He was quiet. He built China. He built them from the ground up. He gave them a steel. He gave them that power, that sense of respect. And they built China. And when the time came, his sons and daughters are talking. America will keep quiet. Do you know why? Because their forefather built them. You don't talk when you are not there yet. You keep quiet. Until you get there, you keep quiet. Nobody respect you. You think people respect you when you talk and it's empty? No, no one respect you. It is a world we live in. And that world, before you will talk and you want to gain respect, people will first of all check. They will weigh you. Who is this boy making noise? Who is this riffraff talking? They will ask, where is Ofri? Kasaben Oka. You've not even built Ghanaian entrepreneurs. You don't even build entrepreneurs to even become billionaires in the nation. Please, I love you. I respect you. But this is one of the most foolish utterances. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. If you want to condemn America, now make sure that you are ready. And we are not ready. So don't talk. Your people are going to American embassy. You refuse to move some point and form sikama. Look at the disrespect for them. Have you even been able to even conscientize your people about self-belief? You've not even gotten there yet. Oh, mister. People, you check how many your ministers that go to America and they take pictures and show to the world that they have arrived. You people go leave Ghanaians and go to America, stay there and make that, oh, I visited America. As for America, a land of this, land of that. Hey, Papa, yendi efiasem until we build our nation. Until we become technologically powerful. Like the North Koreans, the South Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese. I said, go and learn about Deng Xiaoping. When he led the people of China and he realized that they were insulting his people, he was not hasty because he knew that he was the weaker one. He knew that he doesn't have anything. He knew that it doesn't favor, nothing favors him at that time. He knew his strength. He knew that he was the weaker ones. He knew that the Americans were more powerful than him. So he used wisdom and knowledge. He got closer to American President Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter invited him to the White House. He sat with Jimmy Carter, had a conversation with Jimmy Carter. If you want to know how China became powerful, they became powerful because the Chinese people allowed themselves to be trained by the Americans. And they got the knowledge. When Jimmy Carter allowed Deng Xiaoping to become friends of the United States of America, he gained a lot. It was this American army, this American these American Marines. They were the ones that trained the Chinese people, gave them the knowledge, gave them the skills. And after gaining the knowledge and the skills, they used the knowledge and the skills to build their country, China. And today, look at them. When it comes to science and technology, they are also powerful. When it comes to rich people, they have over 1,000 people who are billionaires in this world. How many billionaires do we have? How many? So please, such conversation should be a conversation that when we have arrived and then we are at the dinner table, that is when we can open our mouths and talk like this. This is just an empty threat. And in my life, I hate people who issue empty threats. This is an empty threat. What can you do if America don't release? You send out a letter, a presser. What have you done to get Maduro released from prison? To go back to Venezuela? Please, what have you done? What have you done to get Venezuelan President Maduro to get straight to Venezuela? You think this is how we talk? No. No. I know people who say, oh, yes, he has his own opinion. No, this is a nation. Let your nation, let your opinion reflect to the people. The people, millions of Ghanaians will not support this kind of conversation. Go to social media and see. Even your own NDC people telling you. Let me tell you something. If Africa wants to be great, let's build Africans on our own land. I gave you an example. I said one young boy, my boy, young guy, he has invented cocoa pod machine. Even you people should even patronize the boy so that this young boy can train more people so that the cocoa farmers will use this particular machine when harvest time reaches. You are not even ready to even support your own Ghanaian creative minds. And you are going there to challenge people who have manufactured ballistic missiles. You go and buy your guns from America and Russia. And you are telling, no, please, stop it. Do you know how many times American submarine comes walk on the shores of our seas? Do you know how many times the Chinese submarines, comes to Ghana shore without you people even having any knowledge? Train the people. Give them the support and the help. Make them become mighty and great. Then you can start opening your mouth to challenge people, such activities. Let me tell you, I always tell people that, look, in this life, before somebody can have audacity to attack you, disrespect you, they will first of all weigh you. And that is the gospel truth. The world is never fair. The world never ever fair. When America attacked, Donald Trump went to arrest this Maduro. Great Britain, they asked the prime minister, do you support it or you don't support it? He's not even able to even give a definite answer. Do you know why? But when it came to Denmark and Greenland, he says, I support Denmark. Do you know why? Because he's connected to the Danish people. Do you know why he's connected to the Danish people? Because the king of this country, his great-great-great-grandparent, great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, that's where one of his children got married and lived in Denmark. So they know that we have to protect our interest. And they have the technology, they have the military strength. If it comes to fighting the Americans, they know they can do that. What about us? In Jaya Nujano, in Kratebu, these things are not things that we must entertain. Let's leave them. Let's leave America to do what he's doing. When we get to that extent. You think David didn't know that Goliath was killing his people? David knew, but David was in the forest, in the wilderness. He was training himself, preparing. And when David was able to kill lions, take food out of their mouth and give it to his lamb, when he was ready, that was when he faced Goliath. When you are not ready to face Goliath, keep training, keep building. That is what we do. Every wise person, every sensible person. There was a time they asked Mike Tyson, when he used to be bad boy on the road, on the street, and he said there was one young guy who attempted to fight him on the street fight. And he said he was about to fight the young guy, and his good friend, the man who became his later father, not biological father, that white guy, he told him, don't fight. He's a martial artist. If you try him, he will destroy you. Don't fight. Train. If you want to fight him, know the techniques, know this. Prepare yourself. I think he's one of the boxers, either Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, one of them. And when he trained himself, he was ready. All that I'm saying is that, Mr. Fine Man, I like you, no doubt. You are one of the fine brains, but there is time for everything. Know when to speak. Know when to speak. There are certain things but the fact is you build your country, you know. That's why when I come here, I tell you, I am Papa Ghana, not just I keep telling people, I said that the job that I love doing is speaking to my people, my Ghanaian. That's the job I love, because there is no job greater than being there for your country, fighting for your nation to be built, making sure that we get the greatest, the best. And that's why I will share politics. When I started doing social media, that time on social media, the voices that you could hear most was those people who were always coming to social media and fighting about women, where mommy say, where papa say. And I started doing this politics. And people said, oh, why do politics? Politics is not good. I said, no, it is good, because I am mind yourself. Your mind wasn't. So why would it, how is it bad? Say, we are talking about our country and you are telling me, say, yeah. No, it is good. Because UK, no, people talk. That is why they have the best form of system. Is it the perfect? It's far better than our nation. Even our great men even pride themselves on coming to Oxford University and Cambridge. But when you go there, Atakwame and night to dine behind the wall. So please, let's build our country. If we want to compete with America, let's build. That's why anytime I do my video, I say we have to build a nation where we can compete with Great Britain, with America. That's why I tell people that when you come here and you are insulting me, you are not my competitor. If it was because of your insult, I would sleep. Because you are a Ghanaian, I'm a Ghanaian. So what are we fighting? What are we fighting for? You and I are fighting for the same good roads. I don't see any, even your village, my village is even far better than your village that you come from. And that is the gospel truth. The village that you come from, my village is even more beautiful than your village. I come from Kekam. Go and see my village, my forefathers. They build roads, they build story buildings. Those days they call it sky rocketing or sky high buildings. Today it has become story building, because we have a lot of high buildings. But I'm trying to tell you that I come from a village where even my forefathers, they were the Pan-Africanists too. I'm talking about the Pagrants. I'm talking about the Kwame Nkrumahs. I come from that family, not a family from me. I come from family that the men and women were wise already, who understood the times. We must tread cautiously. And it's very, very important we do that. We do that. We must tread cautiously. Very, very. And until we get there, it's not that what America is doing, people don't know. Everybody knows that, it is wrong. But let the people who says it is wrong, let them come out to say it is wrong. How many Venezuelans have you seen them demonstrating in their own backyard in Venezuela? How many? Don't let Kwesi Pratt be pushing you into those things. That Pan-Africanist, and we are all Pan-African, but we have to use wisdom. We have to be strategic. We have to know what we want to do, where we want the nation to go. We have to know these things. That's why I keep telling people that politics, you have to know, be a great negotiator, negotiate, know where I want, this is where I'm going, this is it, this is what I need, this is what I have to be. Position. That's why when I tell people that when you people do this MPP and NDC, you see the Chinese will come in, they will be destroying the lands and things. I said, you see, when I got to know these, there are certain things I got to know from my economics teacher at the Sadok College. When he first told me that, do you know that we have artificial cocoa being manufactured by the Chinese? This was 1998. And I asked him, what is the leaders doing about it? That time, our democracy was just about how many years old? 6 years old. The Fourth Republic was just 6 years old. I asked the man, I said, so what is the leaders doing about this? He said, this is a wise question. But of course, the inferiority complexes makes them afraid of the white man to even challenge, to do this. No, the good thing is that put in place the mechanism. I keep telling you, we have 16 regions tapping the talents across the nation. Tapping the talents. People who are creators. People who are innovators. Tapping the knowledge. We live in a country where people only get wiser when they get older, to the age of 60, 65, 70. And at that time, they don't even also have the strength. It is when the young ones are there, tap in, and train them. Train them. Instill in them what you want them to become. Because the devil will find works for the idle hands. If we don't do that, we will see the young boys and girls sitting on TikTok doing kwasia boa, getting views and getting paid, and they be thinking that is all. No. Meanwhile, the Chinese man is building China, trying to think about how to go to Mars. They are building fast trains. They are building aeroplanes. What are our children doing? The ones too that will survive and try their best to build on their own too, we don't support them. That's what I tell her. See, look, I was telling somebody, even before, yes, I was telling somebody, I said, the fight that is coming in NDC is even bigger than the ones in MPP. And today, Mustafa Bandi was saying it on OKFM. I told you people long time, I said, look, people are becoming greedy. Instead of building people, they are trying to think about themselves, me, my wife, and I. It's only few ministers, appointees who are genuinely caring people, who cares about the NDC and are helping NDC. It's only few. I can talk of Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa. I can talk about Honorable a friend is Eric Opuk. Few. Some of you graduate, you don't even pick people's call from even your own financiers of NDC party. And that is the gospel truth. So, Mr. Okudjeto Ablakwa, your message, wrong timing. Before you condemn such activities, when it comes to United States of America, Great Britain, and the likes, and the rest, know the timing. These are people who are your major donors. These are your people that are supporting you. Make sure you tap in the best, their knowledge, their science, their technology. That is what the Chinese people did. They worked quietly with China. They teamed up. And before they realized, Deng Xiaoping had learned a lot and added their own homegrown solutions to what they learned from the Americans. Today, they can compete with America. Nobody is saying what America is doing is right. Some will say it's wrong, some will say that, but in the end, I am thinking about Ghana. How many aeroplanes do we have? When we are traveling safe, look how we even struggle to even get our president plane to even sit in. Look how the president was going to Singapore. And I remember one of my friends told me, said, I met your president at the airport waiting for another flight to go to another place. I said, look, America, Air Force One, when it's coming, when he came, Trump came to Scotland recently, it was an eyesore. Come and see the planes. When even the Prime Minister was going to Scotland to meet him, he came to Scotland. He came to Scotland and then even requested that the Prime Minister to come and visit him on a state visit. the Prime Minister to leave London, and drive all the way to Scotland to go and visit Donald Trump. Do you know why? Because he knows that he has the strength. He has the backing, the military. I keep saying, what do we even benefit from our Ghana Armed Forces when it comes to science and technology? United States of America, they use their army. That is where you see innovation. That's where you see microwave being created. That is where you see sat-nav. The army is the brain box where they bring inventions. You go to Ghana and see our armed forces. All that they know is go to Ashime and slap people, give people slaps. They can't even manufacture even their own mobile phones. Till date, the phones that they use at the Ghana Armed Forces, those GPS phones and all those, they bring it from America and Asia. So what is the knowledge? What is the schools that they attended? You hear somebody say, I'm general. So how many wars have you attended? How many wars have you even attended before for you to come and call yourself a field marshal? When we say field marshal, do you know what we say? Air marshal, field marshal, by air, by land, you are expert. How many wars have you attended? These are the things we need to understand. Build the people, build them, build the Voltarians, build the Western region, build the Greater Accra, build Western Ashanti, build Northern region, build each and every region. Tap in the best brains of the nation. Camp them, feed them from a tender age. Imbibe in them what you want them to become, so that they will grow up to build, to become the great engineers that the world needs, become the greatest scientists that the world needs. Invest money into the people. How many people do you invest money into? You send people to go abroad to go and learn. Why do you send people to go abroad to learn? When you can pay lecturers, you can pay tutors to come from America to give the training to our people. Why send people? And then then you hear them say, oh, Ghana has to pay British schools 35 million pounds. Why don't you bring the teachers to Ghana? Let them train a lot of people. If it is about building trains, get the architects, get the engineers. Let them come and train our people how to build and manufacture trains. Spend the dollar, spend the gold. You have the gold, use the gold. Spend it on the human resources. But we don't do these things. We don't do these things. And you want to compete with people who are doing it? People who manufacture their own guns, build their own planes. When we talk about American army, what you see and what you hear is just the tip of the iceberg. When election 2024, I got to know of the results from Great Britain army. Who will get this percentage? Who will get this percentage? And I announced it live on radio here in UK. When I got the information, I announced it live that if election is held today or December, this is the percentage of John Dramani Mahama. This is the percentage of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This is the percentage of the other smaller parties. I got it from the British Army. It was ditto. The numbers they give me, 57 point something, 40 something, 42 point something. Bakumpa Mese. They had gone to Ghana, done their whatever, brought it back here. Know who become president. Then they started inviting John Mahama to come and give lectures. You are joking with countries like that. Your countries have the intelligence that you pick, Seth. What intelligence do you even pick? We stayed in Ghana where this new government came and told us that people were in the forest mining. How many people? Over 10,000 people, foreigners in Ghanaian something. They were in the forest too. Do you know We sat down and we could not even our GPS and our all the machines and equipment that we have, so couldn't even pick up the intelligence that we have some Ghanaians that are in the forest doing mining, illegal mining. And sometimes you people think that we have to come here and then, this speech is a fine speech. This is not a fine speech. No. We want fine speech. Build the people, build the women. Our women goes to hospital to even give birth on bare floor. And you talk about these things. We live in a country where we have the timber, the wawa, the odum, the sapele. Yet we don't even have beds as hospitals. What is we don't even have good furniture for our children when they go to school. There is no timber in this United Kingdom. I've not seen one timber. Most of their timber comes from Russia, Ukraine. I've not seen it. But the children don't go and sit on floor. If they want to sit on floor, they will have a proper mat for them to sit on, and they will feel like, oh, we are learning how the Chinese people sit, how the Japanese people sit and greet. It's a style if they choose to. But you come here and then you want to come and show like, oh, look at the people are there, the people are there. They are going waste. They are drinking their petition. They are drinking red, they are drinking tramol. The people are there. Feed them by force, train them. This is how we build a nation. People who are serious to build nation don't rely on speech. They rely on action. When Nkrumah came and the BBC reporters told him, you cannot build Tema motorway. The 33 kilometers that you want to build, you cannot build. Nkrumah said, I will build it. They asked Nkrumah, which people? Who are your engineers? Who are your civil engineers? He said, I'm going to build it with the people with little knowledge. He got one or two people who were already advanced, took them to Russia, trained them. Quickly, they came back to Ghana, came to give our people the knowledge. With Russian engineers, according to BBC, he said it will take Ghana 10 to 15 years to build Temamoto Way to the harbor. Nkrumah used less than 6 years to build a motorway. I say go and research. When we built motorway, there was no motorway in UK. It was a bypass. It was after that they changed the bypasses to motorways. So now when you go and read history, they have edited their history, saying that they had motorways. At the time when Nkrumah was building motorway, there was no motorway. If you want the people to know, build them. Every month there should be an activity, science and technology activity across the nation. How many people can be able to build boats? How many people are building chairs, decks, blackboards with homegrown solutions? This is when you start thinking as a foreign affairs minister. Charge your people, all the foreign affairs ambassadors, all your ambassadors, charge them. I charge you, the people, that give me the best from the country that you are serving. Bring out the best. Let us learn something from that country. I used to do something at Canada Water. So when I'm going to the office, I go through Canada Water. And anytime I will see this Chinese guy on the train, the guy is always taking photos, taking pictures, taking that. I said, what is this boy doing? I said, let me find out from him. And I was curious. I said, hello, if you don't mind, I've been seeing you on this overground. You're always taking photos and this. Anytime I'm going to the office, is there anything particular? I'm just curious. I'm not saying you can answer, but I'm just curious. His English was not good. So he was happy to share the conversation. He said, oh, China is building some fast railway system and fast train, but how it goes through the cities, and they are fascinated about how the Canary Wharf, the train system, how it goes and doesn't disturb and that. So, you just want to find out, and I was like, oh wow, is it? So he just came to school here, you finish and he has to go and all these things. I was like, oh, okay, so it's like your government is, so yeah, it's the government sponsorship. He just came here, and as soon as he's finished, I said, will he stay over? Because I learned that the UK has a visa for you. So no, I don't need to stay in the UK. Once my education comes to an end, that same day, within that week, I am supposed to report in China. I said, oh wow, is it? So yeah, that is how it is. When you come to school abroad, the 1 week after vacation, or you finish your program, you report. If you don't report, I ask him, is there any penalty? Say yes, of course. I said, but I cannot go into those penalties. And I know that yes, those penalties will be tough. But what about we? We're proud of. You see, let me tell you, you cannot build a nation without engineers. You can't. How many engineers are we producing as a nation? How many engineers are we producing as a nation? But you see boys sitting down at Makola Market doing nothing. You go to Tema Station, there are boys doing nothing, girls doing nothing. Can't you amass these people, take them to military, let them be taught by the 48th Engineering Regiment? Can't we use these boys to manufacture, to build tables and decks for private schools? By force, every private school must buy table and desks from Ghana Armed Forces 48th Engineering Regiment. You have to be bold when you are building a nation. When you listen to Lee Kuan Yew, he said something. He said we have to even imprison people deliberately. Do you know why? To put fear into the people. To tell them. Because you see, with all the diamond, gold, bauxite, manganese, if you are not disciplined to train up your people, Bible a code. Anybody who has been at the apex of serving in the military will tell you, Bible is code. You have to decode it. When he says that train up the child the way he should go, and that when he grows, he will not depart from it. He's trying to tell you, when you have the people, give them the information, give them the knowledge. Once you give your people the knowledge, the skills, they will not be thinking about going to Libya, a land of the desert. They will leave their greener pasture and go to Libya for work. They will not be thinking about going to sit on a boat to get to Mempendusa. No, because they are coming from a land that is what? Greener pasture, greener than where they are going. The land is better than where they are going. They have sunshine, which is God the Son, S-U-N, God the Son, which heals. Without the sun, human being will be dead. There will not be any life. Photosynthesis, you should be know all these things. Teach your people, let them get the understanding. And you allow your youth, strong men, to leave the shores of Ghana. One of my friends said something. He said, have you realized something? I said, no. He said, do you know that the most clever boys were allowed to leave Ghana? And then we left the most foolish boys, most foolish people behind. And that is the reason why there is a mess in Ghana. I said, oh, please. You can't say that all that we left them behind our mess. Are you insulting my mom and my dad and other people? He said, no, but that is the gospel truth. I said, no. So we give scholarship to our best. To go to schools in America, go to schools in the UK, and when they go to, they don't come back. So who said, he said, when Akufo-Addo gave a young boy from, I think, Eastern region, he gave him scholarship to come and learn in UK. I said, why would this boy come and learn economics in the United Kingdom? When we have University of Ghana, when we have Kivas, when we have Tech. And if you are a leader and you want to set up an example, you should use that young man to set an example that the government gave him a scholarship to attend to a Ghanaian university. And that Ghana will support young men, not just to send the person straight and come and learn certain things. That after what he learns, then he's forced to stay in that country. Because the information that is acquired, majority of what we learn in abroad, you know, who be used no Ghana and BB. Because the white man always give you education where the solutions, they bet me solving a problem. And you really solve you the African problem. These are the gospel truth. Yeah. That is why we to have something we call white collar job. He's training you for you to come so that he will use you to get what he wants to get and gain from you. Let me use the word gain from you. Why sometimes I see people and you see this American thing should open Okudjeto a Black West eye. That wow, hey, they are going after Venezuela because of the oil. Nothing. I read the charges. It doesn't make sense. So it is not what it is. They are not because of that. It is because America needs the oil. He knows. And Maduro is stubborn. And Trump knows. Have you forgotten when George Bush was president? And they lied that Iraq has, they are going to Iraq. Iraq has what, missiles and other things. Then. So they will go to Iraq. United Nations, UN UN office, headquarters in America. On that same platform, when the United Nations secretary at the time was saying, oh, they should give you, they should give the UN some time for them to go to Iraq to find out whether if there's weapons of mass destruction. On that same platform, George Bush said, we are going to Iraq. Before you will say we are going to Iraq on that same platform, Americans were already in Iraq fighting, bombing, and captured Saddam Hussein. Today, there was no weapons of mass destruction. The same America, we are going to Libya. Do you know why they went to Libya? Because they want to make sure that their people buy fuel, very cheap, oil and gas. Libya was supplying them the oil. They were buying it cheap until Gaddafi realized that no, we can't sell the oil for cheap for these people, for the British people and other people. They realized. He said, your stubbornness will make our people suffer. No, our people must have the soft life if we have to sacrifice you. Everybody is making sure that they fight for their country. It is only the black man who don't build, only talk. When you're a leader, enough of the talk. Oh. You build. You build. I'm telling you, Nkrumah was a builder. Every great leader is a builder. You build. You build infrastructure. You build human beings. You build your people. You cannot be a leader and you're not a builder. Never. You must be a builder. Leaders don't talk plenty. You see, the reason why Donald Trump is talking is because his forefathers build. Oh, I'm telling you. His forefathers have built America. Once upon a time, America was nothing. Go and read the history. America became America recently. Oh. If you people don't know, I tell people that when you hear Germany, don't think Germany was built. Germany just became Germany after the Second World War. United Kingdom became United Kingdom after the Second World War. They were living in those kind of Futuquine and all those things. We had it here. Muddy places. We had it here. But they built. And I always say that we can also build it if we really want to build it. That's why I keep saying that this is the solution show, where we must look for solutions to solve the people's problem. Because life is a problem-solving world. And if you want people to respect you, you solve the people's problem. America will respect Africa when they see that their people are not queuing to come to their country. They will begin to respect. Yes. When they know that your people don't rely on foreigners, foreign countries to take care of themselves and feed, automatically, it is not somebody telling them to respect you. They themselves automatically, pardon me, they will know that you have arrived. And since you have arrived, let us respect you because we need something from you. We live in Ghana where we give Americans the audacity to just walk in America, and then they will tell us that when they come, they are what, foreign whatever diplomats and whatever. We can't touch them and do that. We sit in Ghana where our missing girls, Takrady girls, got missing. We couldn't even find them in our own country. We have a year national security. Their system could not even pick up conversation in Takrady that who and who was talking. We couldn't use the technology to even pick it up. That this conversation came from this so and so number, this so and so number, so they live in this house. Let us pick them up. We could not find our own missing girls till date. But when the Canadian girls went missing, we used the same security intelligence to make sure that we go after the people. What kind of nation is this? The inferior mind is too much. So, Mr. Okudjeto Ablakwa, as I've already said, I love you, but let's build our own people first. A time will come once we are powerful, economically strong, and once we are powerful military, our air base, our air force, we are strong. Our naval base, we are strong and mighty. I always tell people that if I'm a president of Ghana, I'll not even be thinking about becoming greater and mighty to come. I'll not even be thinking about giddy. Let me start putting my nose and my mouth in conversation like these Maduro and no. I'll start building my country. Take Africa, one Africa country at a time. Like what Nkrumah was doing. Gradually he was taking over Togo. Gradually he was getting to Benin. Once you start building Ghana, and we have a stronger military, a stronger air force, a stronger naval command, our people live rich. We have good roads, good hospitals. I'm telling you, you start giving support to other countries. And before you realize, you start building your billionaires in other countries to take charge of other countries. And I'll give you an example. You can go and read about Queen Victoria when she was Queen of England. Her children strategically made sure that they got married into royal homes, royal families in Europe. Some got married in Denmark, some got married in Portugal, some got married in Spain, some got married in France, some got married in Germany. It was a strategic. The South Koreans did it strategically. The North Koreans were more powerful than the South Koreans. Do you know what the South Koreans did? They strategically, intentionally allowed their women, beautiful women, to marry the North Koreans. And when they gave birth, they learned to become very powerful, science and technology, and they brought that knowledge back to the South Koreans. It was strategic. We must be strategic as a people. If not, one day somebody, you see, people think that the slave trade will not come back. Oh, you are seeing slave trade now. Maybe not in the form of putting chains and other things, oh, but you see people making sure that they will colonize other people. Colonialism in the form Kwame Nkrumah told us, it will come back. And it is here already with us. And if we are not able to build our people, the colonialism will not leave. And that is why I keep telling you, what are we building as a nation? What do we manufacture? What do we produce? When you go to Ghanaian home, go to their kitchen and ask yourself, how many of the items that you find in the kitchen is made in Ghana? These are things strategically. You ask yourself these strategically. Okay, I go to Ghanaian home, my kitchen, as a president, my wife's kitchen. Well, how many products our kitchen when they are made in Ghana? Is it the kettle I'm using? Is it the microwave I'm using? Is it the kitchen, what's it called? The oven, the electrical stove? Is it the you name it, the dishwasher? These are things you must think. Then you charge the universities and the colleges, the secondary schools. You charge the teachers. What can I do to make sure that you can start training these people to manufacture these things for my nation, Ghana? As a president, this is where you have to think. These are things you need to think. Then you start supporting. What can we do? Do we have the people who can train our people to manufacture microwave, kettle, blenders? What can we do as a nation? You brainstorm. You call all the form of spirits, people who are the Muslims, the Christians, those who pour libation. You bring them together. We need your expertise on this one. You people are spiritually strong. Now we need that spiritual backing. Not spiritual backing that 31st come and say that people are dying. People, no. Hey, you guys, please. Deng Xiaoping, go and read about him. You understand? They consulted every form of religion, leaders. Yes, consulted every form of spirit. They want to build China. And he built China. Fed over 600 million people who were referred as a non-entities, good for nothing people, whose only all that they know best is to what? Reproduce, have sex, and give birth. That is how Americans refer to the people of China. Yes. They did not go outside crying. No. They shut their doors. Sent a few people to America. Brought in experts from America to train their people. And they build their people. Today, go and see. They have over 1,000 billionaires. When they speak or they cough, the world listen. The world pay attention. A small country equally as the same size of Ghana. The land size is equally as the same size of Ghana. United Kingdom. When they make laws at the Parliament House, the whole world gets to know of it. Do you know why? They have built their country. If you build your country, people will respect you. Life is a problem-solving world. And if you want men and women to respect you, solve the problems of your people. Build your people. Make them become engineers, doctors, builders. Build them. Let them become mighty, wealthy. And people will praise them. If you put your passport down, who will respect your passport? If you ask your own citizens, you as an MP from Northtown, ask your people from Northtown, if you put Ghana passport and British passport, you put Ghana passport and American passport, even your wife will take American passport. I'm telling you, Mr. Minister, I'm telling you, even your own family people will take American passport. You think they are joking? Do you know why they will take American passport? Because they want good roads, they want good hospitals, they want good infrastructure. They want a country that their passport will allow them to travel the length and breadth of this world. What about you, your passport? Your passport before you go to America. See the struggle. So please, this speech, we don't need it now. The timing for this press release is wrong. Yendi Fiasem, by building our people to become great and mighty. And then we have a voice. And that one said, even when we don't talk, the world will say, what is China, what is Ghana saying? When Maduro's case came, people are asking, what is China saying? Because they know that China can stand and fight America. They are asking, what is Russia saying? Because they know when they speak, they back it with action. Not people that we back and it's empty threat. Please stop it. My name, of course, is Papa Ghana. I know not all my videos you will agree with me, but that is the beauty of calling ourselves Ghanaians. We are on a quest to make sure we get the solutions to solve our problem. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Join the family respectfully. Let's build together. We can agree to disagree. And let me read a few messages here. And then it says, Mante, welcome, Kofi, Bakon, welcome, Felida Amanfo. He says, I think everyone has a right to challenge the powerful, but I get your point. Africa needs to build well quietly. 100%. Thank you so much. Ora Abose Ayite Sasheku say Afishapo, brother Dr. Ren. Yes, the new name is Papagana. Thank you so much. Say Abose Ayite Sasheku. Faustina say you are making so much sense. God bless you. God bless you too, my sister. Carlos, he says, wow, no true anymore. Lord. Says, hi, Tina. Hello, Doc. Hello, Tina. Hey, this sexy. Tina, call here. Medium dike hon lekbale. Afisha panoko. Esther, and so I want to say, Mensa, Chiamunina. Thank you so much for the time. Nana Dreams, thank you so much. We'll continue, God willing, tomorrow. Peace and take good care of yourselves.